I think Liverpool's draw with Man City was a very, very big result in the Premier League title race for a number of reasons. Now, obviously, Liverpool didn't get a numerical advantage over City in a Premier League title race because it's a draw, of course. But I think there's been a lot of characteristics shown in that performance, shown in City in the last few weeks. We'll talk about them in a minute as well. And then obviously, with other things going on in the Premier League, I think it's a very, very big result for Liverpool in particular. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Would really appreciate it. My overview is that Liverpool showed a lot of resilience throughout the game. I don't think they were pretty, and I think there have been points in the game. I'm thinking of that Spurs game in particular. They had flashes for sure. I'm thinking about the Brighton performance where they dropped points rather shockingly. I think Liverpool fans would admit to that as well. Even Luton Town was quite ugly, but they're still hanging in there. They're still picking up points. They're not losing many games, and they're in and around the top of the table. And we're in December. So this Liverpool side had this ability to stick about. And that comes from what I've been saying for many, many years on this channel, is having a world-class manager as good as Jurgen Klopp pays its weight in gold. Because he gives you that belief that in the final 10-15 minutes, and as soon as that decision for Alisson went Liverpool's way, the good manager, you could see him on the touchline, galvanising the Liverpool players and everyone to a T. Szoboszlai getting on the ball, obviously Trent was getting on the ball. They came further up the pitch, and Liverpool showed a resilience that I think the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Spurs, Chelsea for different reasons because they're a newer project, simply don't have. I think they're the hardest side in the Premier League in terms of raw mentality. Now obviously last season things didn't go very, very well, but I think they've shown a lot of quality in this performance with the quality that they've got going forward as well. I don't think Núñez had a very good game. I don't think Jota had a very good game. I don't think Salah did. But they create so much havoc, so much drama in and around the box that obviously Trent was able to pop up on the edge of it, and get a very, very vital 1-1 draw. Don't forget, Liverpool's hardest away day in the league will be City. They've got a very, very poor record in the Premier League at the Etihad in the last 5-6 years. And getting that draw just allows them to keep up the pace with Man City and be in and around that group of sides that I think my perception of the Premier League title race is pretty simple. I think there's two or three sides that are all sat there waiting for City to implode. Now, it's a big word, implode. It could happen. We've seen great sides. We've seen great Sir Alex Ferguson sides, great Jose Mourinho sides blow up mid-season. All it takes is a Rodri injury. All it takes is this makeshift situation where Kanji's coming in for John Stones, who wasn't quite fit enough to play against Liverpool. That was really important because I think John Stones changes the Liverpool performance. The more and more of these that happen, especially if City are trying to go deep in the Champions League, especially those later FA Cup games, then the likes of Liverpool, and I do include Arsenal, are just sitting around waiting. They're hovering like a mosquito during peak summer time. They're waiting for you to go to sleep so they can literally suck your blood, sort of thing. And that's how I see it. I don't think Liverpool are a better side than City. I don't think Arsenal are a better side than City. I think when everyone's fully fit and everyone's playing to their best, I think City is still the side to beat. But it might be one of those off seasons in the Premier League where the side that wins it, maybe the Jose Mourinho side that won it 10 years after he originally won it. I'm thinking of the 2013 Man United side that won it with Van Persie. Not every Premier League campaign features a treble winner. Not every Premier League campaign features 100-point seasons. It might be the season where Arsenal are still a young squad transitioning. Liverpool are definitely transitioning. They've lost Henderson. They've lost Fabinho. They've lost Mane previously as well. Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain, all these guys, they're transitioning with Szoboszlai, McAllister, and then Man City as well. Ilkay Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez, Laporte, the backbone of literally a winning side, the backbone of a side that had the belief, the understanding, and the experience to win a treble. These are historic things. So it doesn't surprise you when there's an anticlimax straight after that, where City are a little bit finding their feet, still trying to get. I think Julian Alvarez, find a position for him. I don't think that's working. I think trying to find a position for a midfielder that fits in alongside Rodri. Calvin Phillips isn't being trusted with that role. Kovacic in and outside had a few niggles. Bernardo Silva asked to do this kind of crazy role against Chelsea where he played all across the midfield. It didn't work. and Chelsea are able to get a foot onto City. Chelsea will be a game that I think these sides that I've just talked about will look at City and think there's an opportunity there, because Chelsea put 4 past Man City. So uncharacteristic. It probably has been the highest. That was probably the highest conceded scoreline for City in years, many years. Probably since Leicester City at the Etihad with Brendan Rodgers. So there are cracks there. Now we can debate in this video. Let me know in the comments down below. We can debate how big those cracks are, because I'd say if you can just get Ruben Diaz fit for 80% of the rest of the season, Rodri fit for 80% of the rest of the season, Haaland down the middle, Ederson as a spine, that's the best spine in European football. That's the best spine in European football. You're getting 50 goals a season. You're getting the best DM in world football. Sprinkle a bit of De Bruyne. Sprinkle a bit of Doku, Grealish, Foden, Bernardo Silva. The cracks then appear very small. But if there are any falterings in that kind of spine, the 4 in the spine that I've just talked about, then Liverpool absolutely showed against City why a 1-1 draw, as much as it doesn't progress them mathematically ahead of City, keeps them in that position where they'll think that they can pick up 3 points, 6 points, 9-point lead on City if City were to drop points in those games, especially Spurs games coming up, especially Anfield, the return leg for City. You know, it's been no wins against Arsenal this season. Haven't played Spurs yet. No wins against Chelsea. No wins against Liverpool. There are cracks there. There are cracks there. And it's a massive moment for Liverpool in the Premier League title race. We have to talk about, you know, this Liverpool side that played against City. Trent popping up with a big goal. Szoboszlai knocking the ball around very well, in my opinion. Núñez finding solutions, finding spots to get space. Lots of S's, lots of S words. But he offers this kind of chaotic view of football, constantly creating chances. If he can add quality to his finishing, I still think he needs a lot of work. But Jota's got 8 to 10 to 12 Premier League goals in him a season. Salah double that. Núñez, Gakpo is a very important front line. And then Luis Diaz, who I thought had a good game against City when he came on, changed things massively as well. So there's a front line there that's dangerous. A midfield that only needs to click. I think they need to improve their game a little bit in terms of what they do with the ball, in terms of keeping it, keeping the pressure going. But Van Dijk and Matip really held their own against City. And they put in a very good performance. Subtract the weird anomaly performance from Alisson, which was a little bit rough around the edges, let's put it that way. I think Liverpool have still got a very good shout to be that side, the next best. When City drop off, if there are any cracks, Liverpool, as I've just explained, I think, from top to toe, have a spine to win the Premier League. They've got the experience to do it, and Jurgen Klopp certainly will be a guy thinking a 1-1 draw keeps us on the coattails of City mathematically, and City could be, you know, City could be hit hard with Spurs results coming up. City could be hit hard if anything happens to Rodri, as it did earlier in the season. And the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Arsenal, will be licking their lips at the opportunity to get something in that manner. So very keen to see what you think in the comments down below. I do think it was a big draw for Liverpool. It showed that they can compete. There have been a few 4s. There have been a 5 in the last couple of years. It's a 1-1 draw. It keeps them very close to City in the Premier League title race. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Would really appreciate that. And I'll see you very soon.